The blockchain is a decentralized public ledger of all cryptocurrency transactions. It continually grows as completed blocks are added with a new set of recordings. The blocks are added to the blockchain in a linear, chronological order. Each node computer connected to the network using a client that verifies and relays transactions receives a copy of the blockchain, which gets downloaded automatically upon joining the Bitcoin network, typically over peer-to-peer file sharing protocol. Blockchain patch. The attacker intentionally inserted a blockchain identifier from the Bitcoin network as an illegitimate transaction. The attacker then exits, or the transaction is not included in the blockchain due to some forking or other accident. It is effectively an extra data object that contains an invalid attempt at modifying a block of Bitcoin's chain. These are sometimes called bad blocks. A blockchain patch is technically another block in the chain, while a fork is another blockchain that branches off Bitcoin. Although there are now many coins with significantly different underlying protocols, particularly in mining, issuance, and inflationary policies, they all remain under the same name. An enhancement to the blockchain that addresses several issues and bugs. And what have you learned today about the blockchain patches that Parity Ethereum has provided? It is not sufficient to create a patch, it must also be implemented, and failing to update will cause further problems for the network and the users. A more reliable update mechanism is required to fix the problem plaguing Parity Ethereum and any other blockchain that will struggle with constant patches that are not applied on a timely basis. What is the role of blockchain patch? The patches, typically numbered to indicate modifications to the blockchain version, can be found on sites like GitHub if the blockchain team posts there. The patches are typically used to signify changes to the blockchain. As you can see, the response to the question "what is a blockchain patch?" is fairly literal. A blockchain patch is a solution, also known as a fix, to an issue on the network. The adage "band-aids don't fix bullet holes" is particularly applicable in this context, as it describes the impossibility of resolving every problem with a blockchain by installing a simple software update. For instance, if a hacker penetrated your cryptocurrency exchange and stole your customers' funds, you would not be able to restore those funds by releasing a blockchain patch, because that is not how the technology operates. The purpose of a blockchain patch is to eliminate any possibility of errors occurring in the future. If patches are applied promptly, they can improve the security of a blockchain and stop any further damage to the network. At the same time, the developers continue to improve the blockchain's security even further. To address annoyances of a more trivial nature, a blockchain could deploy updates regularly. On the other hand, there are times when a blockchain patch is implemented after an issue has already been discovered and reported. In the following paragraph, we will discuss that further. Why the blockchain patch used? Several reasons explain why blockchain patches are used. One of the most common reasons is to correct any bugs and glitches in distributed applications. For example, there are times when a bug and glitch causes problems on the blockchain network as it is coded in Ethereum's smart contract language, Solidity. In this case, fixing the issue would be much simpler since it will be applied all at once on all nodes within the network instead of finding and fixing it in every node separately. For example, as we've gone over what a blockchain patch is and how it's implemented, one thing needs to be made abundantly clear: it can be helpful, but only if completed at the appropriate time. And we are not just saying this to remind developers that they should monitor their blockchains carefully, although they should, but also because this is a lesson we have learned from history. The problems with the Parity patch illustrate what a blockchain patch is and why it is important to apply patches promptly, or else additional problems may arise. Conclusion. The main security concern with a blockchain is not in its code itself, but in its history. The blockchain's history allows it to verify and record transactions correctly. This helps prevent attacks on the network and makes it possible to answer some questions. Blockchain developers may use various methods to ensure a patch is applied. Sometimes they will post the patch code on their website, sometimes they may even have a set period where they leave the code available for anyone to download and review before applying it.